That bitch ain't want a tip. That bitch ain't want my jerk. I pull up on these hoes. I'm riding that spaceship. These hoes, they want my pole. These hoes want the other dick. This bitch ain't want young cat. Pia on the track. Bitch, give me back. Tatted on the back. I'm tatted on her neck. And carry caught it back. Shawty wanna live. Shawty wanna live. Shawty wanna roll. Shawty wanna get. Shawty wanna pop.
What's up, guys? Welcome to One Shot Table Talk. We're going to go ahead and jump into the UFC. In the UFC, they have over 600 fighters on their roster, 689 to be exact. I checked on Google, obviously, and per ESPN, the UFC has to put out so many fights before the end of the year. So that's why you're going to be seeing a lot of these dates come up, a lot of them close. The UFC has to meet their quota. They got to put out these fights, and so now we're going to go ahead and jump into the end of August and September. This weekend, it's a free fight. We have Jared Cannonier versus Kevin Gastelum. It will be at the Apex in Las Vegas. I obviously got Killer Gorilla, Jared Cannonier. This guy used to be a heavyweight, and I would like to see either man win, honestly, because I know Kevin Gastelum needs a fight. Something needs to happen for him. Yeah, man, I know both of them would put on a really great fight for Israel Adesanya, the champ. Speaking of Israel Adesanya, Stylebender versus Robert Whittaker shall be expected to be pushed back until 2022. I don't know why. That's what just the sources say. And Izzy is also saying John Jones is getting fat for no reason, and one day he knows 100% that they will fight. So that's pretty cool. September, let's go ahead and hop into it. September will be a busy month for the UFC. On the 4th, we have Brunson versus Till. On the 18th, we got Smith versus Spann. And on the 25th, we have Volkanovski versus Ortega. In between those fights, we have Dana White versus nobody. So we have Dana White Contender Series on the 4th, 7th, 14th, 21st, and 28th. Y'all should check it out. I usually, watch it, but lately I haven't been, so maybe y'all can comment, let me know what's going on with that. Alexander versus Brian Ortega. Volkanovski, he doesn't get the respect that he deserves as a champion. The fact that he's 5'6" and beat up Max Holloway is crazy. Holloway is very good at his striking, and he's very good with his distance and his range. Since Max Holloway is the taller guy and has those abilities, you would think that Max Holloway would have got the W, but he didn't. So that means Volkanovski is the shit. Now you got Ortega looking better than ever, working with Dr. Andy Gaplin. Now Dr. Andy Gaplin is a scientist. You can tell he's helped a whole lot with Ortega's strength and conditioning. I mean, did you see his last fight? Go look at Ortega's last fight. Either of these guys, Alexander Volkanovski, Brian Ortega, could end up with a W, but I think I got my boy Volkanovski. No short jokes. We got Dustin Poirier versus Nate Diaz, and they both agreed to fight each other, but the UFC is not booking it for some reason. Obviously, the UFC has something else in the works for both of them, and they're probably not going to be fighting each other. Gilbert Burns called out Jorge Masvidal respectfully on Twitter. I doubt the fight will happen. It's a tough fight for Jorge, and I really don't see that shit happening. So September 11th, we have a boxing match. Tito Ortiz versus Anderson Silva at 190 pounds. They will be the undercard of Oscar De La Hoya versus Beto Belfort. Got some traction this week. Jake Paul names off a list of people that he wants to fight after beating up Tyron Woodley, which is really hard for him. It could go up in the air. It could go either way. It's like flipping a coin. You know what I'm saying? But Jake Paul names off these people, and the people are Canelo, Nate or Nick Diaz, Kamaru Usman, Tommy Fury, Conor McGregor, KSI, Gervonta Davis, and maybe his brother Logan Paul. I don't see really Logan Paul and Jake Paul fighting, really, and I'm not really into it. I'm more into him fighting a Nick or Nate, a Canelo, but what's really gotten traction is Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury, obviously, is a boxer, but he ain't all that. But August 29th, Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley. Check it out. Jake also takes part in Fighter Pay, and he's known for, expressing how he feels about the UFC fighters getting paid so low. So he's making sure that everyone on his card, on his end and his undercard, gets paid the right money, gets paid correctly and the right amount. Vicente Luque, he wants to fight Kamaru Usman. He says he trained with Usman 30 to 40 rounds before and is ready to take on the big heavy-hitter champ Kamaru Usman himself ASAP. I would like to see that fight go because Kamaru Usman's already fought everybody and beat everybody, but also I think that Kamaru Usman will win. I'm really excited for this Colby Covington and Kamaru Usman fight. We shall see what happens. Cyril Gane, the boy. He just got the interim heavyweight belt. Cyril Gane becomes a father a week after his UFC title win. Right there. Crazy, man. Congratulations, bro. Conor McGregor, I'll tell you right now, he's just upset. He's been talking shit to everybody under the sun. Him and Daniel Cormier, DC, have gotten a lot of traction these past couple days. They're talking back and forth on Twitter. You can see right there. Calling him fat, drunk. He shouldn't be on ESPN, drunk, recording or interviewing people, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, I don't even know what to say at this point. I just know Conor McGregor's upset, and he wants to be the king still. I'll forever be a Conor McGregor fan. But the one eye, Michael Bisping, getting in the middle of it all with DC and McGregor. Michael Bisping saying DC would pick him limb by limb in person. He don't even want to talk. She wouldn't say everything he's saying on Twitter to DC in person. Conor McGregor responding, cutting deep as always. And supposedly Conor has chronic arthritis in both ankles. And that's another reason why he lost against Dustin Poirier. I don't know. Hopefully Conor's being able to talk to a counselor, man. And, all this money and all this attention. I hope the best for Conor. He's one of the dogs. Also got Gable Steveson. I don't know if y'all heard about Gable. Gable Steveson is an American Olympic gold medalist in the American freestyle wrestling who competes at the heavyweight division. He got the gold medal this year, and this guy's only 21 years old, and he looks like he's 34. You know what I mean? This guy's a big boy, heavy hitter, that 1-2, that big power. You know what I mean? This guy's 21. He wants to transition into mixed martial arts and potentially sign with the UFC. Speaking to Misha Tate and R.J. Clifford, he is very interested in MMA and believes that the top guys in the heavyweight division are on their way out. I give it another 5 years for all those guys to be out. So if he decides to come into the UFC right now, he's going to be fighting Stipe. He's going to be fighting Cyril Gane, you know. If Gable Steveson decides to come to the UFC and actually makes it happen, he's a gold medalist. They're going to throw him at least with the top 10. So good luck, Gable. Work on your striking, and can't wait to, see what happens. Hopefully you become maybe another Triple C or Double C, We got Thiago Santos versus Johnny Walker October 2nd. It's going to be a cool fight. Walker hasn't looked good in a while. I'll tell you that right now. Thiago Santos is a bad motherfucker. Do y'all remember that fight with him and John Jones? That was tough. And I watched it by myself. And I just remember I was going for John Jones. I was like, holy shit, Thiago Santos might win this. And he ended up losing it. But it was a close fight. So, obviously, I got Thiago Santos over Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker just has a little hype behind him, but it's fallen off. We got Paige Van Zandt. Paige Van Zandt and Austin Vanderford, her husband. She lost her last couple fights, and she's saying on Twitter and social media that she's suicidal. Her husband's been winning all his fights, kicking ass, and it's really hard for her. She says, it's just tough losing all these fights when he's winning, but we're both a team. Paige, you're winning. You might not be winning in the octagon. You might not be winning in the ring, but you're winning in life. We got Khabib Nurmagomedov signs soccer contract with the Russian team. Khabib has been an avid soccer fan, and for a while. And he signed a contract with the Legion Dynamo, a club based in Makachakalaka, some Russian thing. Some Russian thing, right? So he signed with the Legion Dynamo, who are a third division of the Russian soccer team. This is like Michael Jordan playing baseball. You know what I mean? Come to find out, you see Khabib Nurmagomedov on Looney Tunes and shit. But Khabib, this is what he wants to do. He's done with fighting. So come on, man. Go ahead and do it. The UFC offered Sean O'Malley Frankie Edgar in New York. O'Malley said hell no. And I believe he said no because of the taxes. And I think that if he was to fight on the date that they gave him, his coach wasn't able to make it. So he said no. He wants money. And Ariel Helwani did say that they would try to book it in Vegas, but nothing is set in stone yet. Also, there's 2 other people that O'Malley has been offered, but no names have been dropped yet. So I'm on the lookout. I'm ready to see him fight. You know, they're building him up like Conor. Of course, everyone wants to see that. So hey, YouTube fam, thank you guys for tuning in. Share, like, subscribe, do what you gotta do. Thank you for watching another episode of One Shot Table Talk, and we'll be on that way soon. You know what I'm saying?
They bitches want my jerk. I pull up on these hoes. I'm riding that spaceship. These hoes, they want my pole. These hoes on the other dick. These bitches want young cat. Pia on the track. Bitch, give me back. Tatted on the back. I'm tatted on her neck. You can't call it back. Shawty wanna live. Shawty wanna live. Shawty wanna roll. Shawty wanna get. Shawty wanna pop. Shawty wanna lick. And I still pop pill. And I go on drill. Shawty wanna fuck. She just wanna feel. I be on the X, I be on the pill. Bitch, you wanna fuck my ex still. Trapping in the hell, so woman in the hell. Better how I feel, been the cool, no deal. Bitch, you wanna fuck, shawty wanna feel. 100,000 flow, 100,000 flow. Switch up like I can close, switch up like I chain hold. Got a lot of the hole, got a lot of cold. Got a body low, nigga overdose. And my swag so clean. Bad bitches on me, ooh, bad bitch wanna fuck, yeah, TMZ, Gucci coat tip, I spin it here, shawty got a bed, shawty wanna live, fuck her in the crib, that bitch wanna tip, that bitch want my jerk, I pull up on these hoes, I'm riding that spaceship, these hoes they want my pole, these hoes on the other dick, this bitch want young cat,